She wore a red dress, spoke with zero emotion. At just 10 years old, she landed the role that would define her generation. Today, in 2026, she hasn't been on a screen in over 30 years, but what she does for a living now will absolutely stop you in your tracks. She's our number one. Before we count down, tell me honestly, who did you sit next to on the living room floor when that theme song played? Your brother? Your sister? Your best friend from across the street? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. All right, let's go back. And we're starting with a face you've seen in practically everything.
Number 7. Edie McCLURG. On Small Wonder, she was Bonnie Brindle, the neighborhood mom who just could not mind her own business. But Edie McCLURG was never just a sitcom neighbor, not even close. She was Grace, the school secretary in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 1986. She was the car rental agent who took that legendary verbal beating from Steve Martin in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, 1987. And when Disney needed a voice, they kept calling Edie. Carlotta in The Little Mermaid, Minnie in the Cars franchise, Gerda in Frozen. Nearly 90 films, 5 decades of work. Now here's something that changes how you see her entirely. Before any of those roles existed, before Ferris, before Disney, before Small Wonder, Edie McCLURG was a long-time and celebrated member of the Groundlings in Los Angeles. That is the same legendary improv troupe that trained Paul Reubens, Phil Hartman, and Lisa Kudrow. 10 years she spent in that group, building characters out of thin air. Every quirky voice, every perfectly timed reaction you ever loved from Edie, that's where it was all forged. So where is Edie McCLURG right now, in 2026? She is 80 years old. She is retired from acting, and she is being cared for by her family. Her cousin, actress Angelique Cabral, stepped up as her legal guardian to make sure the woman who gave us all those characters, all those laughs, all those voices, is safe, comfortable, and surrounded by people who love her. She spent a lifetime making the world laugh. Now the world owes her some peace.
Number 6. William Bogert. Let me tell you a story that has nothing to do with Small Wonder and everything to do with the kind of man William Bogert was. In 1964, 21 years before Small Wonder even existed, a young actor named William Bogert sat in front of a camera and filmed a political ad called Confessions of a Republican for the presidential campaign of Lyndon B. Johnson. Then, 52 years later, in 2016, at the age of 80, he sat in front of a camera again and filmed a brand new version of that exact same ad. Same man, same conviction, half a century apart. That's not an acting credit. That's a piece of living American history. On Small Wonder, he was Brandon Brindle, the neighbor who was always one discovery away from blowing the Lawson family's biggest secret wide open. But Bogert's career stretched far beyond that living room. He played Mr. Lightman in War Games in 1983, right alongside Matthew Broderick. And 20 years after that, he was Kent Wallace, the hilariously deadpan frontline host in Chappelle's Show. He was also married to Erin Ozker, a gifted puppeteer best known for her beautiful work on The Muppets. William Bogert left us on January 12, 2020, at the age of 83, just 13 days before his 84th birthday. We'll honor him properly at the end of this video, but up next, a child star who went from 8 million viewers a week to a life that no one could have predicted. Stay with me. Number 5. Jerry Supiran. 19 credits. That's how many roles Jerry Supiran already had on his resume before he ever set foot on the Small Wonder set. He was 7 years old when he booked his first gig, Galactica 1980.
By 10, he was acting opposite Gene Hackman in the feature film Uncommon Valor, 1983. This was not a kid who stumbled into Hollywood. Hollywood came looking for him. And then came Jamie Lawson. For 4 seasons, 96 episodes, Jerry was the human heart of Small Wonder. V.I.C.I was the robot. Jamie was the kid protecting her secret, scheming with her, getting into trouble because of her. 3 consecutive Young Artist Award nominations, 1986, 87, 88. 8 million viewers a week watching him grow up on screen. Then the show ended. Jerry was 16, and the roles stopped coming. What followed was a long, difficult road, one that took him far from the cameras. He worked in restaurants across Henderson, Nevada, for about 15 years. In 2012, he hit the lowest point, living without a permanent home, relying on shelters and the kindness of his younger brother Ricky. So where is Jerry Supiran in 2026? He's 53 years old, and he survived. After those headlines faded, Jerry quietly began rebuilding, step by step, out of the spotlight, alongside his wife, Michelle Malik. He chose not to chase the cameras again. He chose something harder, a private life, on his own terms, built from the ground up. In a business that chews up child stars and forgets their names, Jerry Supiran is still standing, and that, all by itself, is worth more than any award. Now, if Jerry was the boy who made us laugh, the next person on this list was the girl who made him run. Number 4. Emily Schulman. Hey-yee! If you just heard that voice in your head, congratulations. You remember Harriet Brindle, the nosiest, loudest, most gloriously uninvited girl in the entire neighborhood. The one who had a permanent crush on Jamie Lawson and absolutely no shame about it. Emily Schulman played Harriet for all 96 episodes, and she was only 8 years old when the show first aired. But here's a number that still catches me off guard. Before she ever walked onto the Small Wonder set, before age 6, Emily had already appeared in over 200 television commercials. 200. By the time most kids are learning to read, this girl was a working professional with a call sheet thicker than a phone book. After Small Wonder, she didn't disappear. Not right away. She starred as young Caddy in the film Caddy Woodlawn, 1989. She lit up the screen as Tiffany Honigman in Troop Beverly Hills that same year. And her final on-screen role was Ruby Mae Morrison on the CBS series Christie, 1994 to 95. 20 episodes. 5 Young Artist Award nominations total, 2 wins. And then, at 17 years old, Emily made a decision that most people in Hollywood would never understand. She walked away, not because the work dried up, because she chose a different path. In 2026, Emily Schulman is 48 years old, and she has completely reinvented herself. She spent over a decade as head of the commercial department at Acme Talent and Literary, one of Hollywood's talent agencies, working behind the camera instead of in front of it. And then she reinvented herself again. Today, she is an acting teacher in Connecticut, passing down everything she learned as a child performer to a brand new generation. She's been married to Derek Webster since 2002. They have 4 children, Lasarina, Maeve, Colm, and Lachlan. The little girl who barged into the Lawson house uninvited every single week grew up to build a beautiful, full life completely on her own terms. All right, be honest with me for a second. How many of you secretly loved Harriet? Come on, don't be shy. That energy, that confidence, that completely fearless attitude, she was unforgettable. Let me know down in the comments, were you Team Harriet, or did she drive you absolutely crazy? I genuinely want to know. Okay, now we're getting to the family. Up next, the woman who kept the Lawson household from falling apart, whose real-life story includes a connection to one of the most legendary comedy shows in television history. Number 3. Marla Pennington. Here's something Marla Pennington once said about being offered Small Wonder. Honestly, the whole thing sounded sketchy. Syndication was not well known. I didn't think anyone would even see it. The whole world saw it. And for 4 seasons, Marla was Joan Lawson, the mother holding that house together while her husband secretly built a robot in the garage and her son kept getting into chaos with a mechanical sister. 96 episodes of keeping a straight face in a house full of insanity. Before Small Wonder, Marla had already built a serious resume. She was Leslie Walker on the groundbreaking ABC comedy soap from 1979 to 81. She guest starred on Charlie's Angels and Happy Days, Magnum P.I., Different Strokes, General Hospital, and The Incredible Hulk. This was not someone who needed Small Wonder. Small Wonder was lucky to get her. And her personal life carried its own remarkable story. In 1988, on August 8th, 8888, Marla married entertainment lawyer Thomas Patrick Rowan. His father? Comedian Dan Rowan, one half of Rowan and Martin, the duo behind Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, one of the biggest shows of the 1960s. Tom Rowan represented clients like Jimmy Fallon, Dave Chappelle, Kenny Rogers, and Burt Reynolds. Together, he and Marla raised 2 children, Dan and Kat, and shared many years of marriage together. So, where is Marla Pennington in 2026? She is 72 years old. After Small Wonder ended in '89, she stepped away from acting entirely to focus on her family, and she never came back. But she didn't disappear. In 2009, she reunited on camera with her Small Wonder castmates on The Morning Show with Mike and Juliet. In 2010, she recorded commentary for the Small Wonder Season 1 DVD, and in 2015, she spoke openly about the show's 30th anniversary and admitted she wanted to act again. And here's something most fans never knew. Marla Pennington is a gifted cook, so gifted that her recipes have been published in Bon Appetit magazine. She has over 200 handwritten cookbooks, personal collections she creates every year as holiday gifts for friends and family. Joan Lawson held the family together on screen. Marla Pennington built a beautiful one off-screen. We're down to the final 2. Coming up, the man who invented V.I.C.I, who's still working on television right now in 2026. And then, the moment you've been waiting for. The girl in the red dress. Number 2. Dick Christie. Most actors would be grateful to have one role that people remember 40 years later. Dick Christie has 2, and he's still working. On Small Wonder, he was Ted Lawson, the robotics engineer, the inventor, the dad who built a little girl in his garage and then spent 4 seasons trying to keep her a secret from the entire neighborhood. 96 episodes. And what most people never realized, Dick Christie didn't just act on that show. He wrote scripts for it too. His real name, by the way, is Richard Leslie Johnson, born October 21st, 1948, in Malibu, California. Before Small Wonder, he had already appeared in films like Any Which Way You Can in 1980 alongside Clint Eastwood. After Small Wonder, he showed up in places you'd never expect, a guest spot on Breaking Bad in 2009, and a role in the critically acclaimed film Hell or High Water in 2016. But here's where it gets really interesting. Remember that robot dad, Ted Lawson, the guy who built V.I.C.I out of wires and circuits? Well, off-screen, Dick Christie turned out to be a real creator too. He wrote the screenplay for the 1999 film Molly, starring Elizabeth Shue, a drama about family and the challenges of living with autism. The man who played a fictional inventor turned out to be a real storyteller. So where is Dick Christie in 2026? He is 77 years old, and he is still on your television. Since October 2013, he has played Charlie Weber, the lovable head of security at Forrester Creations, on the CBS daytime drama The Bold and the Beautiful. Over 220 episodes and counting. Let that sink in. The man who played Ted Lawson in 1985 is still showing up to work, still hitting his marks, still making people smile over 40 years later. That's not just a career, that's dedication written into bone. All right, this is it. The one you've been waiting for since the very first second of this video. Number 1. Tiffany Brissette. She was born on December 26, 1974, in a small town called Paradise, California. Raised in San Diego, started working at 2 years old. By the time she was 8, she had done commercials for Care Bears, IBM, and Jell-O Puddin' Pops. And then, in 1985, at 10 years old, Tiffany Brissette became V.I.C.I, Voice Input Child Identicant. The little robot girl in a red dress who spoke in a flat monotone had superhuman strength and somehow made millions of people around the world fall completely in love with her. 96 episodes, broadcast internationally across dozens of countries and dubbed into multiple languages to reach audiences around the world. Tiffany didn't just play Vicky. For an entire generation, she was Vicky. When the show ended in 1989, Tiffany was 14. She did a few guest spots, Parker Lewis Can't Lose, a recurring role on Equal Justice in 1990, and then in 1991, she stopped. No dramatic exit, no tabloid headlines. She simply walked away from Hollywood and went back to being a regular kid. She went back to high school. She chose normal, and she never looked back. She enrolled at Westmont College in Santa Barbara, California, and earned her bachelor's degree in psychology. After graduating, she became a youth counselor in the San Diego area, working with children and young adults who needed guidance. Then, she went even further. She moved to Boulder, Colorado, earned a nursing degree, and became a registered nurse. So, where is the girl in the red dress in 2026? Tiffany Brissette is 51 years old. She is not on Instagram. She is not on a red carpet. She is not chasing a comeback. She is a nurse, taking care of real people in a real hospital in a quiet Colorado town. The girl who pretended to be a robot for 4 years grew up and spent the rest of her life taking care of human beings. No spotlight, no applause, just steady, quiet, meaningful work. The kind that actually saves lives. And she's a runner too. On March 2nd, 1997, Tiffany completed the Los Angeles Marathon in 4 hours, 33 minutes, and 6 seconds, finishing 921st out of 5,312 female runners. A robot who learned to run. You can't write a better ending than that. Before we go, we pause. Not every member of this family made it to 2026, and we don't move on without honoring them. William Bogert was born on January 25, 1936, in New York City. He brought Brindle to life on Small Wonder, the nosy neighbor boss who kept the Lawson family on their toes for 4 unforgettable seasons. Beyond Small Wonder, he gave us Mr. Leichtman in War Games. He gave us Kent Wallace on Chappelle's Show, and he gave us one of the most iconic political ads in American history, twice, 52 years apart. He left us on January 12th, 2020, at the age of 83. Thank you, Bill. You made every room better just by being in it. Number 2. Dick Christie. Most actors would be grateful to have one role that people remember 40 years later. Dick Christie has 2, and he's still working. On Small Wonder, he was Ted Lawson, the robotics engineer, the inventor, the dad who built a little girl in his garage and then spent 4 seasons trying to keep her a secret from the entire neighborhood. 96 episodes.
And what most people never realized, Dick Christie didn't just act on that show. He wrote scripts for it too. His real name, by the way, is Richard Leslie Johnson, born October 21st, 1948, in Malibu, California. Before Small Wonder, he had already appeared in films like Any Which Way You Can in 1980 alongside Clint Eastwood. After Small Wonder, he showed up in places you'd never expect, a guest spot on Breaking Bad in 2009, and a role in the critically acclaimed film Hell or High Water in 2016. But here's where it gets really interesting. Remember that robot dad, Ted Lawson, the guy who built V.I.C.I out of wires and circuits? Well, off-screen, Dick Christie turned out to be a real creator too. He wrote the screenplay for the 1999 film Molly, starring Elizabeth Shue, a drama about family and the challenges of living with autism. The man who played a fictional inventor turned out to be a real storyteller. So where is Dick Christie in 2026? He is 77 years old, and he is still on your television. Since October 2013, he has played Charlie Weber, the lovable head of security at Forrester Creations, on the CBS daytime drama The Bold and the Beautiful. Over 220 episodes and counting. Let that sink in. The man who played Ted Lawson in 1985 is still showing up to work, still hitting his marks, still making people smile over 40 years later. That's not just a career, that's dedication written into bone. All right, this is it. The one you've been waiting for since the very first second of this video.